The first priority of air traffic control is safety. We also work to improve air traffic efficiency, and we're acutely aware of the impact aviation has on the environment. The aviation industry is committed to reducing its environmental footprint, and NATS is actively involved. We were the first air traffic company to commit to targets to reduce CO2, and have developed and introduced a new means of measuring our environmental performance, another world first, which we hope will be adopted across Europe. With so much at stake, the way we organise airspace and control air traffic within it can make a real difference. If you live close to an airport or under a flight path, you no doubt already hear aircraft, although the impact can vary according to the ambient noise level. It can also vary according to how busy the airport is, the weather, the wind direction, even on what you're doing. At NATS, we know that efficient air traffic control can help reduce noise pollution. We route aircraft away from population centres wherever we can, and we have pioneered procedures to improve the noise performance and emissions of landing aircraft. We introduced Continuous Descent Approach, or CDA, now used all over the world, where aircraft stay higher for longer and descend at a continuous, smooth glide angle, reducing the engine power required and therefore creating less noise. It burns less fuel and therefore creates fewer emissions. This is part of the perfect flight profile which NATS has established to help inform better airspace design in the future. It also includes pioneering the use of continuous climb departures on takeoff, with a smooth climb to cruise level, which in addition to CDA delivers significant noise and emissions benefits. Our aim is to create the most efficient procedures possible and do as much as we can to minimise impact on the ground. Live trials have delivered a saving of around 11% of the fuel normally burned on a domestic flight. We're also looking at new ways to reduce delay, with procedures like queue management, which will mean less need for holding, and maybe no holding at all. Delays in the air are caused by just the same kind of congestion that causes bottlenecks on our roads, with too many aircraft wanting to squeeze through the same busy airspace junctions. Holding them in a queue is just as fuel inefficient as sitting in a traffic jam. We identify the trouble spots and redesign the airspace to keep the traffic flowing safely, with minimum delay and with better environmental performance. NATS also has to meet forecast demand in the years ahead. That means investing in the very latest technology, developing our expertise, and promoting a responsible programme of airspace development that takes into account government policy to support the sustainable development of air travel. In doing this, we follow the airspace change process set out by the Civil Aviation Authority. An airspace change proposal can take several years to develop and implement. We use noise analysis, emissions modelling, mileage assessments, and population counting to develop the best possible solution to address the required safety, delay, and environmental considerations. Early in our design work, we talk with our stakeholders, including airlines and airports, and local authorities such as county councils and some borough councils. As we start to formulate general principles of the design, we canvass opinion more widely, going through a formal consultation to help inform the detailed design stage. It's only when the Civil Aviation Authority is satisfied with the consultation process, as well as with the proposal itself, that a change may be approved. Over the past 2 years, NATS has been formulating the principles of redesign for 2 of our most complex sectors of airspace, over northern England and over the southeast of England, using pioneering procedures and tools we have developed in recent years. The airspace in northern England is used by 3 major airports and various smaller airports and military bases. Birmingham and East Midlands airports are on the southern boundary of this region. Arrivals and departures are currently causing congestion over the north and central spine of the country. In the southeast, the problem is even more acute. The airspace is used by 5 major airports, several other strategically important airports such as Southend and Farnborough, and by more than 50 other airports, military bases and smaller airfields. It's some of the most complex airspace in the world, and there is congestion across the region as the airspace reaches capacity in its current configuration. Our proposals for the development of these 2 vital areas of UK airspace will deliver the UK's future airspace strategy, a blueprint set out by the Civil Aviation Authority, which the whole aviation industry is working to achieve, to improve efficiency and environmental performance while maintaining safety and meeting predicted growth into the future. The first phase of change in the south of England is now ready for wider consultation on local factors people believe we should take into account in deciding the detailed design and where routes should be positioned. In line with the CAA guidance, we aim to avoid flying at lower levels over more densely populated areas to reduce the effect of noise. But there will always need to be a balance. Routing aircraft away from towns means they fly further and increase their emissions. Flying more direct routes may mean more noise for more people on the ground. Routing aircraft away from towns also means more will fly in rural areas, where some people find noise even more intrusive. The problem is that we all want to fly, just as long as the aircraft fly over someone else. The challenge for all of us is to work together to achieve the changes that are needed to make our airspace fit for the future. One thing is clear: doing nothing is not an option. Traffic growth will come, underpinning economic recovery, and we need to be ready for it. As a world leader in air traffic management, it is our intention to provide best practice airspace solutions that allow not only for the future growth we have to accommodate, but also our responsibility to our neighbours and to the environment. Above all, we work to maintain and enhance the safety of everyone who flies through the skies of the UK, now and in the future.